Hey, Radio Horror fans. We're taking a look at my favorite vampire movie ever. And quite possibly the first vampire movie I ever did see. My Best Friend is a Vampire, starring Robert Sean Leonard. Probably best known from The Kid Who Hangs Himself in the Dead Poets Society, but he was also on the Fox TV series House. Also happens to star David Warner, best known as the villain from Tron, many other things, including Batman the Animated Series, Titanic, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. This is possibly along the lines of Once Bitten as probably my favorite vampire movie ever. It sounds really silly and it sounds really stupid, but I can't help being in love with the first vampire movie I ever did see. I was 8 years old or 9 years old at the time, and in 1989, excuse me, I was sick at home, and this was on HBO. Yes, HBO, which still does play movies, but of course they're nowadays known for like HBO Max and the multiple television series that they have. I don't even know if the HBO channel even still exists anymore because the streaming service has become so popular. Of course, it still does. I'm making a joke just because streaming has taken over. I don't know if you can find this on streaming. I do know the DVD is very, very easy to find. This only had a theatrical release overseas. The DVD itself has a very little in the way of bonus material, trivia track, full screen presentation, and that's really about it. It came packaged in one of these, the Lost Collection DVDs, which you might have seen with several other kind of like campy vampire movies. It's pretty funny. The kid on the lower in the left hand corner says Count Orlok, Got Blood. It's supposed to be a parody of Got Milk. I always did love, of course, the movie poster VHS cover art where it's a coffin in the shape of a sorry, it's a locker in the shape of a coffin with the kid's tennis shoes down below. Now, the original title for this movie, or the title that was overseas, was I Was a Teenage Vampire. And that makes more sense now when you think about the film and what it's supposed to be. My Best Friend is a Vampire would mean that the focus of the movie is on this character right here, Ralph. But it's not. It's on Robert Sean Leonard. The other great person in this movie I absolutely love to death is Cecilia Peck, who is Gregory Peck's daughter, and she is the vampire who turns our wayward teenage vampire, Jeremy Capello, into a vampire. Also stars Cheryl Polk. She's also extremely attractive as well. Movie is also best known for being the debut of Kathy Bates. This debuts prior to Misery, but I believe this is the film that would debut her as a movie star. She's not the star of the movie. She is the mother of the woman that our vampire pines over. Includes trivia track. The DVD is pretty standard. And also in here you could see some of the other films in the Lost Collection. Hiding Out, I've seen. Repossessed, Slaughter High. But of course, unfortunately, no track menu or anything like that. Is it worth picking up? Is it worth checking out? It's really up to you. A lot of people are familiar with Once Bitten much more because that's the first film starring Jim Carrey ever. And I think Robert Sean Leonard is definitely a great actor and he doesn't get as many roles as he probably should. The last thing I remember seeing him in, of course, was Fox's House. So if you ever have a chance to find the film, definitely worth looking it up and catching it on eBay, Amazon, wherever you happen to find your DVDs these days, if you can. The VHS still happens to be a pretty well available. I got this at a VHS rental store that was going out of business. I rented the hell out of this when I was a kid and watched it several times. It's probably the biggest thing I know about vampires. Most likely came from this movie. The other star of the movie, of course, happens to be the actor who played Odo on Deep Space Nine. Sorry, his name almost nearly escaped me. Rene Abu Jonas. whose name I probably butchered, who passed away a couple years ago, but he plays the Obi-Wan Kenobi kind of character in this movie. Um, this is definitely worth a film to check out if you love stupid 80s comedies. The theme for the movie is Timbuktu's Gotta Wear Shades, so you gotta love that. um, if I ever have a chance to do a Vampire Movie Minute podcast, minute by minute compare view of this movie, I'm definitely gonna do it. So check it out when you can. Thank you, everyone. Like, subscribe, and comment on the other videos here on the Radio Horror YouTube channel.